Poetry opens with a seemingly calm and tranquil scenery of a beautiful South Korean landscape. We can hear the relaxing sounds of a flowing river, children blissfully playing at the riverbank. This peaceful display is quickly disrupted, however, when one of the boys looks up and notices something strange in the river. Something is out of place. An eerie presence is approaching, yet it's unclear what it exactly is. As we share the viewpoint with the boy, who's looking into the distance, and as time goes on, the flowing river reveals the mystery it's carrying, and we are met with a horrifying image. A brutal and raw display of a dead girl floating face down in the once peaceful river. Poetry is a movie about a protagonist's grandma, Mija. She works part-time as a nurse to get by and lives with her grandson Jang-woo, whose mother left for Busan for unexplained reasons. Mija has recently been diagnosed with early stages of Alzheimer's, which is subtly hinted at in the beginning. Mija denies it at first, but as she notices that she can no longer remember basic words, she accepts her new reality. But she keeps this news completely to herself, without telling anyone about her health. Instead, she takes some poetry classes in her spare time. She wishes to write a single poem before the facility of language leaves her completely. Mija is such a cheerful character, which opposes her rather mundane life. She often gets compliments for looking pretty and dressing chic, which is evident in her clothing style. I mean, just look at her outfits. Her clothes look not really musty but more old and authentic, and it definitely has that grandma smile. In a good way, of course.
왜 문을 잠갔어?
왜?
뭐한통 문을 잠그냐? 너희들 배 안 고파? 사과 깎아줄까?
몰라, 왜 귀찮게 해. 짜증나.
Her grandson is the complete opposite of her, however. A pretty lifeless teen, lazy and very rude to her caring grandma. He's often seen hurrying off to hang with his friends, carelessly eating his food, lacking any manners and overall not really batting an eye to his grandma. We and Mija later found out that Woo and his friends were involved in serially raping the dead girl for 6 months. Mija is played by Jeong-hie, who came out of a 16-year hiatus for her leading role in poetry, and she plays the character of Mija to absolute perfection. Yet while not communicating everything she feels to other characters or the viewer, the performance of Jeong-hie makes it clear what Mija is really feeling in each situation. One scene that really gave me goosebumps was when Mija first confronted Woo about the incident. We could feel the tension from Mija building up to this scene, by the way she now looked at her grandson in a completely different light. The result is an absolutely devastating and heartbreaking scene, and the acting by Jeong-hie really shines here.
일어나. 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 할머니가 할 말 있어. 일어나. 일어나라니까. 왜 그랬어? 왜 그랬어?
This brings us to a moral dilemma the film presents us with. After briefly expressing their grief for the girl, the fathers of the boys decide on paying the victim's mother 30 million won, which is roughly 30,000 USD, split between the 6 of them. This is to preserve the future of the boys. The scene really highlights a major flaw in Korean society, where money holds so much power, where money has the power to pay for a raped girl's life and bribe the silence of the mother. During this ordeal, Misha seems completely distant and eventually walks out of the room. She again turns to poetry to escape this horrible situation. Misha throughout the film struggles with poetry as she keeps stating that she simply cannot write a single poem. One of the lessons from her poetry teacher is to truly see the world, and he teaches about the importance of seeing. Up until now, he says during the first class, you haven't seen an apple for real. To really know what an apple is, to be interested in it, to understand it, he adds, that is really seeing it. From the way the camera settles on Mija, we can clearly see that we could substitute the word apple for women or life. For Mija, the pursuit of poetry begins as a distraction, yet it evolves into a pastime and then a passion, and finally it becomes a means of transcendence. Overall, poetry is a masterfully crafted film, and the observant viewer will surely be rewarded by all its hidden meanings. Mija is emotionally a very complex character, and during this movie she really comes to terms with the world as she truly begins to see it. Every scene is carefully placed and serves its purpose, and it all connects to each other in some way. Even the ending scene mirrors how poetry opened. We again see the flowing river. And it resembles a continuum, something that keeps on going, changing slowly over time. This could hint at Mija and how she changes her view of the world throughout the movie, or her literal mind and how it's slowly fading away. Poetry is a movie that really makes you think, and I highly implore you to watch it.
Am Brunnen vor dem Tore, da steht allein den Baum. Ich träumte deinem Schatten, Joman Yenji Shentra.